Hello everyone, my name is Ishan and welcome to lecture number 13 of the COVID-19 series of lectures where I have 19 lectures, mini lectures based on the response and recovery of the COVID-19 pandemic in different countries with special focus on India and Australia. Now, a special request to everyone, if you really like to get the whole picture and you like to get a 360 degrees view and understanding of what's going on, it's best to watch all the 19 lectures and not just one lecture isolated by itself. So we are here at lecture 13, 6 more to go after this one, which will give us a clear idea about all the factors and all the significant and major aspects of the COVID-19 situation from the economic point of view. Now, this lecture series is a part of INS, that is Ich Nissan, which is my initiative. This is the first multilingual research institute and dialogue center in Australia with special focus not just on academic literature, but also on on-field and realistic work of people who bring in experiences towards a more constructive dialogue to sort out social issues that we see in our society. So welcome to lecture number 13. Probably this is going to be the shortest one in the series because it's just based on certain concepts. Now, in my previous lecture and the one before that in lecture 11 and 12, when I was talking about price gouging and hoarding in Australia and stockpiling and panic buying, I did quickly mention and also show on a diagram what a black market is and what a gray market is, but I didn't really explain what is a black market and what is a gray market. And in fact, there is another term that's associated with these two, and that's called a dark pool. So in this particular mini lecture, all we are going to do is we're going to understand what these terms mean, what's a black market, what's a gray market, and what's a dark pool. And we will try to relate them with how they're arising in the COVID-19 situation. I've already shown a diagram in the previous lecture how it arises, but we could relate a few examples in this particular one. So let us begin with a black market. This is pretty straightforward. See, black market is illegal, period. Okay, so market that is not regulated, that's probably hidden. Whether it's hidden or not, it is illegal. That's it. So if such a marketplace where trading is occurring, it's illegal. You could get arrested, you could get fined. It's not permitted. That's it. Okay, so that's a black market. If someone is selling in the black market, they're doing it illegally. They're hiding and doing it literally. You can't have a black market out in the open. If you do, then you definitely have a very corrupt system. But black market cannot operate very openly. It's hidden, it's secretive, and it's illegal. It could get you into deep trouble. Okay, if there is a certain item banned in the country, for instance, let's say in Australia, for instance, at the moment, vaping is banned, or vaping liquid is banned unless and until prescribed by a doctor. So if you don't have a doctor's prescription and you want an e-cigarette, a liquid inside the e-cigarette, and you want to vape without a prescription, that is illegal. So if you're going online, or if you have somebody in another country who's packaging it, hiding it inside something and sending the package, that's illegal. I mean, jail time for you, okay? Or a big fine for you. In some other countries, some Southeast Asian countries, or some other countries in the world, death sentence, okay? So a black market is a no-go area. It's completely illegal. Let's keep that in mind. However, we also hear the term gray market, and there's a gray area in the economy. So what's a gray market? Now, gray markets are slightly different. The first thing is they're not illegal. However, they're usually unethical, so immoral, unethical. They are the ones that exploit the situation. They take advantage of the situation. But think about someone selling you an item at an inflated price. You feel that's absolutely not correct. They shouldn't be doing so. You go and complain, and the person you're complaining to, it could be a commerce body, it could be the cops, and they say, well, we can't do anything about it because the law doesn't say that it's illegal. So that's a gray market area. Many times online shopping is a gray market. So you buy things online, you don't know where they're coming from, or the seller is in some country. They don't necessarily follow the trade rules and regulations, or the tax, the GST and the tariff. They surpass all of this, and you can directly get things from online. In fact, in Australia, a very good example of a gray market is the Daegu system that is set up by the Chinese Certain. of some Chinese communities in Australia. So it's to do with personal shopping. So what happens is a lot of students or young Chinese migrants or people in Australia set up their accounts online on the Daegu system. So they become personal shoppers with their area of expertise about what they can shop and which areas they can access or where they live. People in China tell these particular personal shoppers what they need for shopping. It's all done online. The payment is done online. These particular individuals, many times they're students, and they actually end up earning around, if you're a very basic personal shopper, you're new in the Daegu system and your reach is not that good, great, and not so dedicated, you might earn around $2,000 a month. But there are some who are deep in the system, who are pros. I mean, day and night, that's what they do. They're personal shoppers for people in China, and these people end up earning around $10,000 a month, like Australian dollars. So that's the profit margin. And all they have to do is go to different shops, buy Gucci, buy A2 baby formula, buy certain products or shoes that are very popular in Australia that hold the Made in Australia label or have that high quality. Ship it through the Daegu channel so that there are a lot of shops in the CBD in Australia. You can see the shops very openly. There is one at the corner of Lonsdale Street and Swanston Street as well. So those shops, I mean, that's a gray market. If you look at the shop, you just see cart boxes, packing baby formula and some luxury items. It's not regulated. It's not illegal. No one is going to arrest anyone. Nothing is done secretively. It's in the middle of the CBD, but there's a gray area. Now, why does this Daegu system happen? Why does this personal shopping go ahead? Because if these particular items are traded officially and they're imported, the import duty on some of these items is very high, even as high as 35 to 40 or even 45% in some cases. And that is done by the Chinese government to actually protect their local producers in certain areas, but then people have a way around it. In China, in Australia, there's a gray market. I mean, there's this area that no one is going to arrest you for. You pack those products, you ship them. It's like a personal shipment. Okay, it's like someone ordering a particular product online. They're saying, well, my friend is sending me that product as a gift, and done. So it's actually trading, it's buying and selling, but they're surpassing that particular legal system where they have to pay the import duty and the tax. Instead of 40% tax, people are happy to pay 20% commission to the ones who are shopping over here. Let's say they buy a Gucci bag for $500, they sell it to China for $700. That's the profit. Well, shipment it's the system, so it's going to cost them 20 or 30 bucks, not more. The person in China would have access that particular product for $850 or $900 is actually getting it for $700. So it's a win-win situation for everyone. Not entirely legal, but it's a gray area. People know about it. No one does anything about it because it actually helps the economy running as well. That is a gray market. So black market was completely illegal. Gray market, sometimes unethical, many times immoral as well. Many times there are ways to get around the loopholes. You know the law very well, but you exist and no one can do anything about it. That's a gray market. And then lastly, the third concept is called dark pools. Now, guys, dark pools is more to do with trading. If you see, let's keep it very simple. If I want to buy, let's say if I want to buy noodles, I will go to one of the retail stores. I'll go to Coles or Woolworths and buy my noodles and come home. If I want to buy meat, for example, I go to a butcher or a fresh meat shops. I'll buy the meat and come back. So it's very clear. I'll know the shop name. There will be a price tag. I know what I'm buying. They will know who is buying. I'll pay cash. They'll register everything. Give me a receipt. If I'm paying by card, the transaction's legal. Everything is recorded. We know who the buyer is, who the seller is. Everything's in the system as a part of the legal trading framework. The same goes if you want to buy stocks. You want to buy shares in a particular company. You go to the stock exchange and trade for this particular share. So you do it very legally. Everything is transparent if the company is publicly listed and it's public trading. So nothing hidden. There's transparency. There is a record of who is buying what, how many shares, etc. Dark pool is again that little gray area, but it's specific to do with trading. So if I were to tell you there is a gray area, a gray market, not a black market, but a gray market for financial trading, for securities trading, then that's called a dark pool. So this is basically, guys, it's privately organized for a financial forum or a platform for trading the securities. So that's the whole idea. Now, let's say you want to sell a large block of shares, but you don't want to affect the market. You don't want anyone to know that you're about to sell, a big, large block of shares privately to somebody else, and you want to do it secretively. Then you do it through your connections. You let someone know that, hey, there is a person X, person Y, don't tell the name, who is wanting to sell shares in a very good company, don't tell the name, or whatever, in this particular area or industry. It's looking very profitable, looking for buyers, and then you auction it out. You get a buyer, you get a seller. Many times you don't get to know who is selling. Many times you don't know whom you're selling to. So buyer and seller's identities are kept anonymous on many occasions, and the trade takes place. Is it illegal? No. It's legal, it's allowed, but it's done in a very secretive manner with very, very less transparency, which causes the problem, which raises the issue of unethical elements or criminals actually entering this particular market, actually exploiting people and selling them shares that are dead, selling them shares that don't have future, or selling them securities, or even selling certain products that people feel they're investing in, products or services, calling for investments, but then those projects, not products, the projects are probably illegal in nature, but that illegal part is kept aside and the investment is kept on the face as an investment for a particular company that is legally registered. So it's difficult in dark pools. It's difficult to know with whom you're trading. It could get you into trouble. You could lose a lot of money. But again, if things work well, it's not illegal. You're really putting yourself at risk. You're exposing yourself to some antisocial or illegal elements to take benefit of you. But otherwise, it's not illegal, it's allowed, and many people do that. And when I say many people, do you want to guess how much of actual stock exchange or securities trading takes place through these dark pools? 13%. So guys, this was all about the three concepts that keep coming up in my lectures. When I look at hoarding, or when I look at price ceilings and price floors, or certain government restrictive or protectionist policies, I do talk about the emergence of black markets or gray markets or dark pools. So here were the concepts: black market, gray market, and dark pools. So hope this was useful. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel called INS. I have sent a link in the past. If you want me to send a link, I'll write it in the description as well. Make sure you subscribe so you get a notification of all the videos that I upload. Click on the bell icon as well so that you get a notification on your phones or laptops, PCs, by email that Ishan or INS has uploaded a new videos it at all. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, or if you have any queries, or even comments, if you have experienced any of these markets where you live, if you have actually seen how things work, or you know of stories of people getting exploited, getting into trouble because they traded in this particular market, write it in the comment section. Until then, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.